Hey guys, this is Kenny from LearnHowToProsper.com, and I wanted to address a question that I've received a couple of different times over the last week or two. And that question is, what can I do to save my marriage when the love is gone? Now, this is a complex question with a easy answer that's difficult to do. Okay? Now, I've provided marriage counseling for about 20 years now, on and off in different capacities. And, of course, I have a marriage of my own that's, we'll be married 27 years in June. My parents have been married over 50 years. I think they're coming up on 55 years. My grandparents were married for almost 70 years. So there's a lot of marriage longevity, and one thing that I've observed that is really, really critical is that you focus on the needs of your spouse and forget about yourself. That's pretty much it. I mean, we could make it complicated, and you could go to years of counseling, and there's all kinds of things that you could do if you want to. But if you really want to save your marriage, then here's what I suggest. And this is, I've had a 100% success rate with this approach with any couple that actually agreed to do this. Now, this can work even if your partner wants nothing to do with you, okay? And what you'll need to do is sit down and write all of the different needs that your spouse has expressed over the years of your marriage. And you're going to know what these are, right? They've mentioned them in different ways. And if they haven't vocalized them, then I want you to brainstorm and think about everything from body language to things that they've said, to even little cutting remarks that they've made over time. And then I want you to take 2 or 3 of those things and just focus on those and do them. And if that's doing the dishes, if it's picking up your clothes, if it's demonstrating more respect, and what you'll find if you do this without any expectation for any type of immediate response, or even without, and I think this is really important, you need to be focused 100% on them and their well-being, and forget 100% about yourself. And there's this natural law of reciprocity that if you serve someone else with 100% sincerity, and if you are 100% genuine in your approach, that over time, that person will want to reciprocate. But if you're doing it in any sort of way to manipulate, or if it only lasts for a day, or 2 days, or 3 days, and you get frustrated and make some snide remark, or if you lose your sincerity in it, then you can pretty much guarantee that it's not going to work. And it usually takes 30 days of this type of effort. And I'm not naive to all of the different barriers to this type of an approach, including your ego, your pride, the baggage. All of those things are real. But what I'm saying here is that if you are able, if your motivation is high enough to save your relationship, then this will work. In my own experience, like I said, for every couple that I've ever done this with that agreed to do it and put in 30 days with their best attempt at sincerity and being genuine, it's been 100% successful. Now, if you've built up years of resentment and anger and frustration, then you may have to start small and do simple things until you can build up to something grander. But there you go. There's a simple approach that has been found to be very effective. Now, there's a biblical reference that also really backs this up, and that is that in order to find yourself, you must lose yourself in the service of others. And I think what you'll find by forgetting about yourself is the needs and desires and wants of someone else, right? And that's really a key, and it's almost impossible to improve yourself in any kind of way that will be meaningful to your spouse by just focusing on yourself. Now, you have to focus on them, their needs, and their desires, and their ambitions, and their dreams. And if you'll do that, what you'll find is that your own dreams and your own anticipations and your own hopes and those type of aspirations will be met in time. It's one of those things that if you put it out there, then it will come back to you. It is as predictable as gravity. Now, yes, gravity, you can see the results of that immediately, particularly if you step off a high place, you are going to feel the immediate result. When we're talking about this law of reciprocity, it's something that happens over time, something that you have to plant the seeds and prepare the ground, and when the time is right, then that harvest will come in. So there you go. Like I say, I've probably worked with, I don't know, at this point, 300 or 400 different couples. And the ones that don't make it are the ones that refuse to take some flavor of this approach. They're usually the ones that go into it saying, here are my needs, and you need to change to meet my needs. That's usually the way it goes. It's the way it goes with me when I'm being selfish, right? And I know that this may seem like a less enlightened approach in today's more self-centered world, but I guess what I would say is I wanted to provide some perspective on what works, not necessarily what feels best in terms of stroking our own pride and ego. If that's the case, then you can go find a therapist and pay them lots of money, and they will tell you what you want to hear. But if you want to be effective, then this approach will work. And by the way, it's not just marital relationships. This could work in any relationship. So with that, I'm going to leave that with you and sign off. If you want to learn more tidbits, I share little pieces and parts and hopefully some helpful information over on learnhowtoprosper.com. With that, I'm going to sign off. Hey, make it a great day. Bye.